We are having a toe-tapping good time. That's what I just said to Ben here as we came onto the show.
You sound like you're from the 1930s or something with your toe tapping.
Is that what
I don't know.
Chose this guy to be my business partner.
And podcast partner.
Yeah. So welcome to the show, Lancaster Connects. This is a show where we love to share a little bit of funnies from us that we think make you laugh. We're laughing, so hopefully you are. I think you are most of the time. Sometimes maybe not. I didn't quite laugh at that toe tap in 1930s one, but this guy was, so hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was commenting to Ben as the show intro was running about the updated headshot and everything. And a little later in the show, we're going to talk about what's going on here. And one of those photos in the show intro, we're going to have to get our amazing producer, Chris. Now, don't go and ruin it. I'm planting this. Planting the seed here, Benjamin.
I'm trying to hype it up.
Yeah. So we're going to have to update one of those photos because we got a little something to announce towards the end of the show. But yeah, Lancaster Connects is all about what we're doing here locally in Lancaster County. Cool people doing cool things, charities helping out our people, really putting some shine and spotlight on the county. And if you'd love to be a guest on the show, you just go to lancasterconnects.com/guest, and that gets it started. We do prizes here on the show. We just had that on the screen. This is the second time today on a podcast show that I've talked about our Havasupe blue.
It's a beautiful blue color.
I love that color.
I don't know if it truly comes through on video. It's a beautiful blue color, and nobody has a true flask of this color.
That's right. We are special.
Yes.
And so we give you the choice by giving away prizes here on the show. You comment, just say hi, and you're in. It's real simple.
You can ask our guest a question. You can ask us a question. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, they all count.
Yep. And at the end of the show, we'll spin the prize later. Hashtag prize later.
I think if you have to do this, if you say
hashtag. That was from SNL, right?
I don't think people do that anymore, though.
Well, they definitely hashtag.
But they don't do this anymore.
No, that ran its course.
I look like I'm really old if I'm doing it.
Ran its course.
Right. That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. 4 years in social media talk is the equivalent to like the human to dog years talk.
It's very true.
It might even be more. Like the ratio might be 1 year to 13 years as opposed to 1 to 7.
That's funny. That's very true.
So yeah, listen, this is a fun show we like to do. We could just bore you to death, put you to sleep, which would be great, like for our mission here at Gardner's Mattress More to help people sleep. But like a podcast show about mattresses wouldn't be fun. So we have some fun in this show. We talk a little itty bitty bit about what we do. The rest of the time's on our guests and the great people doing good things. And I guess on that note, Ben, you arranged this one. Yeah. Why don't you introduce our guest?
We've got a fantastic guest today. A little different type of show, I think, than we've had before. Like Jeff said, we often highlight businesses and nonprofits and charitable organizations. We've got a true entertainer on for today's show.
Not just these two.
Yeah, no. This is no entertainment.
Not just these two
compared to
jabronis trying to play podcast hosts on Mondays.
That's right. So let's bring Brett Myers on. Brett is the founder. Hey, Brett.
Hello, guys.
He is the founder and talent, along with other people, behind the Magic and Wonder Dinner Theater on Route 30 in Lancaster. So, Brett, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me today. It's an honor to be here and excited to have this conversation. This is going to be fun.
That's awesome. So, we were introduced to Brett via one of our past guests. About a year ago, we had Justin Watkins on. Shout out to friend Justin from Men of Iron. And Men of Iron is an organization that helps to empower men and lead their families and whatnot. Great organization. But he has done, Men of Iron has hosted events at the Magic and Wonder Dinner Theater. And I attended one of those a couple years ago and was blown away by the show, Brett, that you put on there at Magic and Wonder Theater. And we'll get into all about what you do there.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. It was great to have Men Iron here. It was great to have you in the audience that day. And it we have a lot of fun here.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I guess on that note, tell us what Magic and Wonder Theater is and is all about.
Sure. Yeah. Magic and Wonder Dinner Theater is a experience for all ages. It's something where people can come, whether they're 3 or 103, and come and enjoy a magic show together. So we feature grand illusions like what you would see in Vegas, but we're family friendly. There's lots of comedy. There's lots of dynamic circus arts where you see people flying through the air over the audience. So it's a whole gamut, just a wonderful experience. And so the thing that I love about what we get to do is we get to bring multiple generations together. So it can be grandparents bringing the grandkids. It can be, a date night couple. It can be anybody coming and wanting to experience a night or an evening of wonder and come out and enjoy a show that we create.
You touched on some of the things that you do there. A lot of times when people think of a show like this, they think of Vegas or Atlantic City, or they have to go to a big city to see the type of production that you put on there. I was blown away that this is in our backyard, essentially, and right here in Lancaster. Like, you put on a top-notch show, A+.
Thank you. Yes, it's something where I think the size and scale of what we're able to do, we have a large theater facility that seats about 350 people here.
Oh, wow.
And so people can come in, they can do dinner, they can do a show, and then they're going to experience basically a Vegas-style magic show. So you're going to see people appear, you're going to see them disappear, you're going to see people sawn in half, you're going to see people floating and flying in the air. It is a large theatrical production that involves myself as well as 6 other cast members. So it's a lot of fun. And definitely you're seeing clips right now from the show, some of the circus arts, some of the grand illusions, as well as the comedy. It all combines together to create memories that families will remember for a lifetime.
It's just watching some of these things. It's crazy to think about how you possibly do these things.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think a lot of people make the mistake and they think that, magic is just for kids, or that's just something that the kids would enjoy. And families love us and kids love us, but we tell folks all the time that it's for all ages. And so one of my favorite compliments that I'm given is people will tell me, they say, you know what? I brought my family here, but I loved it even more than they did. So they were just blown away by just experiencing the wonder, the way that we integrate different theme segments. The show changes out from year to year. So even if you've seen the show before, come back different years and experience new theme segments, new grand illusions, and new environments that spark wonder.
Love it. Love it. And so where again, just so everybody listening and watching,
Sure.
By the way, this is another plug for, watching our show, which I think is how most people take it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely want to watch our show, especially this week, because there's a lot of cool stuff being shown on screen.
And we may even have an illusion.
Oh,
Yeah, we may even have an illusion towards the end of the show.
Right now, or get to a place where you can see the video.
Yeah. You can watch it. You can see Brett twisting some lady's head off and winding her up, and swords and boxes. It's really cool.
Great, great.
So it,
you asked me where the theater is located?
I was asking where the theater is located. Yes. And then let's talk about what, because taking a family out for entertainment anymore is kind of expensive.
Yeah. It can be very expensive,
obviously,
especially to live theater and stuff like that. But we are located in the heart of Amish country. We are in Paradise, Pennsylvania. So we're along Route 30, about 5 miles from Dutch Wonderland, close to Sight and Sound. So for those that live in the area, they may remember the facility that we were in, previously known as Rainbow Comedy Playhouse. We took over this facility January 1st of 2020, and we've been here now for 4 years. Prior to that, we performed at Bird in Hand, and we sort of outgrew that space and have moved into this space. So for folks that live in the area, often they know about Revere Tavern, which is right out in front of us on Route 30. We are the large theater building that is located behind Revere Tavern. There's a map. Wow, you guys are that is cool. Yeah. So basically we're located.
Magic.
A hotel. It is magic. So people that want to come here and experience dinner, show, even spend the night. I know sometimes out of town guests really love the fact that they can walk literally from the hotel over to the theater. But it's just a great location, a beautiful area.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. And so, so what can a family of 4 plan to, spend for a night out of magic and surprise and wonderment?
Sure. Yeah. So basically a family of 4 here. I think our adult ticket prices, they're around $40 for adults and about $20 for kids. It is a 2-hour theatrical show. But again, when you talk about going to Vegas and seeing a magic show there, it's easily $100 or more to go see magic shows out there. So we're kind of mindful that we want to be something that is appropriate for kid. We also run a lot of community specials. So I know this past month, we did a special where we actually were donating $5, or actually guests could come for $5 to see the show if they donated 2 cans of food to our local pantry. So we often run those kind of deals throughout the year. If you are local, I know that usually we do another special sometime in September. So just follow our Facebook. We also do offer multiple shows here. So if people want to do more than one show, there's combo incentives and combo discounts for that. So yeah, I would say locals have something great in their backyard that they can come out and enjoy. And it's also something where we see a lot of families that come outside of the area from New York, New Jersey, surrounding states that are coming to the attractions here in the area to spend a vacation, but they also take in a magic show. So yeah, stay tuned, stay posted. We always are doing local stuff as well and trying to be a blessing to our community while giving people in the community an opportunity to come out and experience our shows here.
Yeah. And I'm happy you're here because maybe people watching and listening picked up on it. You made the move January 1st of 2020 into a new building.
What's wrong with that timing?
Right.
You know, we all remember that year is a very special year in all of our hearts. But for us especially, we basically took over the facility January 1st of 2020, not knowing that a pandemic was right around the corner.
Wait, your crystal ball was foggy?
Space, which again, once you walk into the space, you can see that it's a very cool space. We have magic themed vaudeville posters from the late 1800s, early 1900s, performers from North America and Europe, just sort of like some little history pieces around here that give a nod, tip of the hat to the art of magic and wonder.
Yeah.
So it's something where we took over the facility January 1st. Then we started renovating everything. We were planning to open in April. We had preview shows scheduled for the week of March in connection with Sight and Sound launching their new show that year. And of course, that was the same week when everything started shutting down. So we had pushed and renovated for about 10 weeks at breakneck speed to get everything done. And then we ended up having a few extra months to put those finishing touches on the facility. But again, for those that walk in here, it is something where we do table seating. We have the option that you can show up. And even if you don't do the 3-course meal, dinner and show option, we still have a menu that people can order, made to order menu food delivered to their table while the show is taking place. So if you want to order mozzarella sticks or cheese fries or a burger, all that stuff can be delivered to your table while the show is taking place. If you want to come for a 3-course meal, which includes your appetizer, your entree, and your dessert, that is available. You just show up 90 minutes prior to the showtime.
Yeah. That's very cool. I like that. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of entertainment options out there. The value of what you're doing is, I feel, tremendous.
Well, it's unique.
Yeah.
Completely unique.
Exactly. I mean, how many, families, I think, suffer enough from screens. So, it's hard to get the screen out of the hand at the baseball game. You go to a movie, you're in front of another screen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And yet, even though, kids are still people are still on their phones while they're in front of the big screen. I bet you it's pretty hard to keep a phone in your hand during your show because it's really entertaining. Or maybe even have a rule.
It is. So one of my favorite things to watch the audience is what I see them often doing is the parents are watching their kids react. Like they're watching everything through their eyes. In fact, I've seen people with their phones recording what their son or daughter is doing because they're just sitting there the whole time, in awe. Which again, the great thing about a magic show is that it is theater, it is live theater, and it's engaging for them. So rather than taking them to a theater where maybe the adults enjoy it, but the kids are like, I don't really understand. I don't get it. It's beyond me. This is a great introduction to live theater for everybody across all ages. And again, it's one of those things where you can come with parents, grandparents, kids, everybody together is going to enjoy it because it is designed to have a broad appeal for everybody with the Vegas style illusions that we do.
I love that you said that, how it entertains all generations and relating it to kids going to movies with parents. And it really is that. Like, either it's a movie the parents want to go to, the kids come out of parental obligation to be together, and the kid misses the overarching theme of the protagonist against the antagonist and all that stuff. Like, for me, I just want to be entertained when I go to the movies. I want to be entertained when I go to an entertainment venue. And like, I do my higher thinking by actually reading a book. For me, when it's time to unplug, I want to be entertained. And so it's really neat that you notice that, how parents capture that joy and excitement, for the kids. So how did you get your start in magic?
Sure. So I started learning magic when I was about 7 years old. I got my first magic kit when we were, I think, vacationing down in Florida at Disney World or something down there in that area. I remember there was a magic shop I went into. My parents bought me the magic kit. I, like a lot of kids, opened up the magic kit, immediately tried to start learning stuff from it. Wasn't good at it, but I learned a little bit of stuff. And then I think I put the magic kit away for years. And it wasn't until I was about 14, 15 years old that I began to take an interest again in learning some of that stuff. So I pulled that old magic kit back out. I started learning some stuff. I started showing friends. I started getting some videos that taught simple card tricks, coin trick things with ropes and rubber bands. And I began to show anybody that would watch me. I mean, all of us, if we learn magic, our first audience typically ends up being our family or our parents. In my case, my mom and dad were my first audience. I would show them what I had learned and, ask them, hey, do you know how it's done and all that? But from there, I started doing talent shows and coffee shops. And when I was a senior in high school, I actually started traveling and touring to different places across the country. And so there was a period of about 10 years where I traveled the country doing a traveling magic show, a large scale illusion show. So we were doing things anywhere from Maine to Florida to California to really every state in between. And we were just trucking this magic show all across the country. And then it was around 2015 that I started looking at Lancaster. We had lived in Lancaster by that point for about 5 years, and we started looking at Lancaster as a home to actually start something that was larger than what was practical to tour with or to set up and tear down in a few hours throughout the day. And so we ended up talking to different business owners, and we found a partnership with Bird in Hand. That was our first partner that we partnered with that restaurant in order to do a large scale illusion show in the facility that they had on the lower level of their restaurant. We did that for about 4 years before outgrowing that space. And then this space became available and we transitioned over here, survived a global pandemic. And here we are, still plugging away, learning and growing as we go to give as great and unique of a experience as possible for people visiting this area and who live in this community.
Yeah, I was going to get in here throughout the show. We have on Plaza Boulevard here behind Park City Mall, where we're located, we have the various circuses show up in carnivals.
Oh yeah,
I love those, by the way. I always take our team to go see those. So every time they're in town, we got to go check out the circus because that is inspiration fodder for my creative brain and saying, we need to do that kind of an art form in the theater. And so I love those things.
We've got water circus that shows up,
spooky circus
that shows up, PG-13 sexy circus that shows up. And then just regular circus, it seems, every now and then.
That third one wouldn't be good for
Brett
show.
But it's what shows up.
I've done the water circus. Water circus, and there's one that Vasquez Circus in King of Prussia that we've gone to, and I think there was another one that was here last year, and I don't remember which one it was. But usually when I see one going on at Park City, I often take the team and say, "Hey, we're going on a creative field trip. Let's go see the circus tonight." So we'll go out and we'll check it out. Although I haven't done the spooky one. PG-13 one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Those things.
Well, you want to get inspiration where you can apply it, right? So that's what makes sense.
Also, my kids usually end up going, and I don't think they would enjoy the scary circus. So
yeah. So it always amazes me because a dream of mine down the road is to do the RV lifestyle with my wife and be on the road. And so you've done that with the prior magic touring show. That was very hard for me to say there. You might have noticed that. So tell us what that was like a little bit, because that's very interesting to me.
So I felt like my second home was at BWI Airport, because often I would fly in and out of places because never quite got the logistics lined up that it was like, you're at this city one night and then the very next night you're at the city that's just an hour down the road, and then you just keep going. It usually was, hey, I'm in Texas on Friday, but I got to be back in Tennessee by Saturday, and then I got to be Maryland on Sunday. So it was always kind of jumping around. And we were traveling with different size shows. So I could fly with some of my illusions. I could break them down into flight cases and stuff like that and take them on the airplane. But then the other time I would have to drive the larger equipment. And so we would have sometimes the larger stuff would be parked in Texas while I'm flying back to Michigan to do a show, and then flying back and continuing to drive to Oklahoma. So it was a logistical challenge. But, you asked what it's like. It's an adventure. I loved being able to see many parts of the country. I loved being able to meet a lot of different people. There are so many things and experiences that I had that I'm so super grateful for. The thing that I will tell you, the grass tends to be greener on the other side when you look at different things. So you'll look at where you are and you're like, oh, it'd be so great to travel. But when you're traveling, you're like, wow, the road can be lonely because you're constantly having the same conversation hundreds of times throughout the year, and you're not able to develop as much community and relationships. So yeah, there's pros and cons to everything. But I talk to guys that are out doing the cruise ships and the cruise line gigs, and they would describe it also as can be very isolating because you're literally leaving connection and land, and you're going out on a mobile city or a small city for periods of 6 to 12 months, and it can be challenging. But it's also fun. So you get to say, I performed in the Caribbean, or I got to perform here in these places. So it definitely peppers your story, but it's also something where, for me personally, the stage of life that I'm at, I am so grateful to have the opportunity that I have to create this type of an experience, not for myself or what benefit it serves me, but really, I just love being able to give this kind of gift to other people.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a good segue into kind of the next question here. So I know Magic and Wonder Theater is a family affair. Your partner in life is also your partner in the business, and she is on stage with you.
Yeah, she's the secret to the success. So that is my wife, Labrina, and I met Labrina at a Magic conference. Actually,
that just Labrina sounds like she was just like destined to be in Magic, right?
Her parents, had such forethought in that. Now they had no idea, but Labrina is someone who she kind of grew up doing different types of creative arts. So her family actually would travel around. They did ventriloquism. They did sort of like some circus arts and stuff like that. So she was kind of involved in those things. And we met at a Magic conference, and she had been connected to the person that was sort of leading the conference because her family had known their family for many, many years. And so the person that I was training under played matchmaker, connected the two of us, sat us next to each other at the Magic conference, and we'll say the rest is Magic history.
and has Labrina been on the screen here?
Yeah, she
has. So usually
in the red.
Labrina, is Labrina, that she plays a comedic character there. But she also, that's her as well, doing the circus art. So she took an interest early on into the Cirque du Soleil style arts. And that's her again there doing the illusion with me switching out there at the end. So there's different clips of her. She's standing to the left of me there in that final pose. But definitely, I tell people that I'm not nearly as talented. I'm not nearly as gifted. But for all those shortfalls that I have in my personality and leading a business and growing an organization, Labrina is such an amazing performer, as well as such an amazing co-partner in just helping to fill in the gaps and communicating with the team. I tell folks that I'm the wide lens. I can tell you where we're going, and I can tell you why we're going. But if you ask me how to get there, I'm not going to be able to tell you. That's where Labrina steps in, and she'll be like, okay, so you told them this is what you wanted to do, but you didn't tell them how to stand or what costume they're going to be wearing. I need who's going to decide that. That's why you're here. So she really is such a great compliment to my personality. There she is. There, she's talking, I think, even about like our times during COVID and stuff, or asking people to join our team and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. That actually may be like one of her personal pages. I don't know what you guys pulled up there, but yeah, that's Labrina.
It was magic. I'm just kind of doing it. I can't tell you the secret. Sorry. Or just have to be surprised.
Are the kids involved at all?
They are. So our kids, from from the time that they have been very young. So my oldest son, who is now 8, from the time he was 6 months old, we kind of brought him on stage and allowed him to appear with my wife, Labrina, on a trick. And then my youngest, we started bringing him out on stage when I think he was 3 days old, just to kind of get him used to being in front of an audience. So this is something where our kids have grown up on stage. They are never forced to do their trick. We kind of always say like, hey, do you want to do your trick today? Yes, we want to do our trick. So they enjoy it. They have a great time. They love it. My oldest right now, he gets to fly as a Peter Pan character over the audience. Cool. And so he loves that, and he has a great time with it.
Man, growing up as a kid, all I got to do in the family business was crawl under this truck and put grease on the fifth wheel. And
it'll be interesting if you talk to him in 30 years. He may be like, don't say the word magic around him. That's like a tradition like that for him. He just has PTSD from doing too many magic shows or like being in the magic theater so much. But they have a great time. We have we have an area dedicated for them at the theater. They have a playroom that they hang out in, and they get to like play Legos and stuff like that. And then they come down for their 3 minutes that they do. They appear in the trick and then they go right back upstairs. So
that's cool. And you said your youngest was on stage 3 days after he was born. I mean, I think the real kudos is to Labrina.
Right.
You know,
yeah. So Labrina is awesome. And she's, we've always felt like if we were going to start a business, we didn't want it to be something where we're off doing the business and then our family ends up suffering. We felt like if we were going to do something together, like we wanted it to be something that all of us could participate together in, and that it would be a healthy environment for all of us. So there's definitely challenges. I mean, owning any small business is going to have its own hiccups. I mean, who would have foreseen a global pandemic, right? Interrupting all that stuff. But it's something where, for now, we really feel blessed. And I love my little guys and my wife. And I love the fact that we get to all do this and create memories together for audiences. Yeah.
Yeah. That's very cool. That's very, very cool. So I think we know the answer. You kind of alluded to it a little bit, but why I'll rephrase the question this way. Why is having the place here in Lancaster important to you?
Yeah. So I think the reason why it's important to me is because I believe that the best moments in life are the ones that are infused with wonder. So when I talk about wonder, what I'm talking about is that moment that takes your breath away. So when you walk out and you see a beautiful sunset, when you go to the Grand Canyon, when you're walking and you see fireflies just going through a field, those are moments that take our breath away. And so when Labrina and I sat down and we said, what do we want to create and why do we want to create it? We said we really wanted to create some type of an experience that would infuse that sense of wonder in just creating those memories. And we felt like the best, those moments are best experienced when they're experienced together with a family or friends. So we remember, you think about at the end of life, you think about all the experiences you have, you're going to remember those level 10 moments and those level 10 experiences that are infused with breathless wonder. And so we just feel like we're able to be a small part of giving people those type of memories that they're going to treasure for a lifetime. And those are the memories that build connections, that build stronger families. They're ways in which bring people together and are able to experience something that multiple generations are going to enjoy. It's not just taking your kids to a movie that they like and you tolerate, or you like and they're bored out of their minds. It's really something that everybody can experience together.
Yeah, very cool.
So the show I saw, I think, was your main, I'm not sure if you call it Magic and Wonders show, but I know you do, maybe you could talk a little bit about that one. I know we've seen some video scrolling of what that show is about. But then you have other shows that you do throughout the year. Maybe you can talk a little bit about those.
Sure. Thank you for asking that question. So yes, the primary show that we started off doing here is the Magic Show, which right now we are running a mystery, which I think maybe you saw, Worlds of Wonder, which was a previous version.
Okay. Yep.
But we have our new version, Mystery, that came out. And that show is running now through the end of October. And then we switch at Christmas time to a Christmas-themed magic show that is going to be called, this year, it's a new version called Winter Wonderland. And that will premiere beginning of November and run through the end of December. The other product that you're mentioning, this was something that we just started doing last year. It's kind of a new experience for us to create a show that wasn't a magic show. We created a music show called Jukebox Jive, which basically takes the best music of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, fuses it together with some creative circus arts, And that all combines together to create wonderful experiences. Our why for this is that some people get caught up with just saying, you know what, I don't think I would like a magic show, but they enjoy music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So this helps cast a broader net. It also allows Labrina and myself not to have to be in those shows. So it allows the theater to create revenue and income while not it being tied to every time something's happening inside the building, I physically have to be a part of the show. So it kind of helps diversify our offerings as well as cast a broader net. And overall, like the show is phenomenal. Like the thing is, like this year, I'm so excited that both shows that we've created, people have been coming to both shows and people are just raving about both experiences. So if people want to see a music show, which again, kids come to it, I tend to recommend the magic show if you're planning on bringing the kids for it. But definitely it works for all ages. But we have different offerings. And the music show takes place Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 3:00. The magic show is evening shows on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And then we do 3:00 matinees on Tuesday and Thursdays for the magic show.
So who in the music show, sorry, the name escapes me. Jukebox.
Yeah.
Who are those other performers?
So those are performers that we have basically cast. They've been auditioned from around the country. So we've taken people that are best and brightest of what we feel like bringing people in and being able to create those type of experiences. So there are people that we've worked with, casting directors that have hired people, profiled people, and said, "Hey, these people are going to be able to create the show and experiences that we want." So we take people to a soda pop shop. We take them to the age of Aquarius, Woodstock, awesome 80s, Elvis gospel, all combined together to create that magical memories.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
That's cool.
So the talent, the people coming through, are they there just for the season for that show and then they move on to elsewhere?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think we tend to have different people for each season. This year, especially just because of, I guess maybe it's more of the personality of people that are in musical theater. They tend to want to work someplace for a time and then they go maybe someplace else. But we've actually been fortunate that a lot of people that had worked with us for many, many years had been with us from the very beginning. I know like right now, one of the people that has been on stage with me for 5+ years, she just transitioned to being the general manager and overseeing the operations of the entire theater. So it's one of those things where when we find really good people, really talented people, and people that get the DNA of culture of what we're doing here, we love to pour and invest in them in the long term and continue to see them shine and blossom and grow forward.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
So to kind of, to drive home the point to our watchers and listeners of how cool of a show this is and how special of a thing this is for it to be in Lancaster County. You and your wife, Labrina, and the show, one of your shows, won a pretty awesome award in the world of magic and magicians. Tell us what that is.
So yeah, that was a very humbling honor that we received, which is called the Merlin Award. The Merlin Award is considered the Oscar of magic, and in 2021, Magic and Wonder received that award, and it's basically an award that has been given to previous recipients like David Copperfield, Penn and Teller, Siegfried and Roy, Lance.
Never heard of them.
Chris Angel. Yeah, I never heard of any of these guys. But it's one of those things where for me, it doesn't necessarily recognize, oh, hey, I am super talented, I am super smart. But I think it recognizes more of the creative effort and more specifically the team that has created all of this. So it's not just me. Like, again, I get to be on stage as sort of the headliner performer, but there's a whole show going on behind the show that makes all of it possible. So what I would say to people that are saying like, really, there's a magic show in Lancaster, Pennsylvania that's good. I'm biased, but yes, there is. And there's one in which
you got the stamp of approval for it.
The thing that I hear over and over is they say, wow, I had no idea that something of this high quality existed in Lancaster County. This is truly a hidden gem. So that is something where we would just say, you know what? Sometimes you are dismissive of diamonds that are in your own backyard. You think, well, there can't be anything that's back there that's good.
Yep.
But in this case, we highly encourage, if you haven't come out and checked it out, you haven't seen the show, come check out, see why people consistently on Google give us 5 stars. And like 95, 98% of them end up being 5 stars or higher. So we have a very, very high ranking with that, which again is just testament to the fact that we are, we care about the quality of what we're creating, but we also care about the customer service. And when you come in, that you're going to be seen and you're going to experience the wonder from the moment you walk in the doors.
Love it. Love it.
So he didn't just make that statue appear.
No, I did not. But, no, that was, people asked me how we got it. I had a friend that said, hey, you should apply or you should submit for this. And that was a year where everything was kind of virtual because of the pandemic. And so we were like, can't hurt. And so we ended up submitting our show to it and they reviewed it and they came back and surprised us in February of the next year. And they said, hey, congratulations. You won the Merlin Award for Best Magic and Variety Show for 2021. So that was a huge honor, a huge testament just to just the work and effort that our whole team puts in here to make all this possible.
Interesting little tidbit. Maybe you know this about Penn and Teller, and maybe we talked about this in the pre-show. Maybe I'm going on foreboding ground here.
But, you're fine. You can ask me about it.
But the interesting thing about Penn and Teller that I learned, because I had the opportunity to meet Penn Jillette at a conference. He was a speaker there. A lot of people would think that they're like best friends and they hang out all the time. And in reality, they don't. They get together outside of what they do on stage like once a year for dinner. And what they found is they're better magicians together than they are apart. And you know, there's magic for Penn Jillette and there's magic for, is it Scott Teller? I think that's his first name.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his first name is. It's escaping me too. So we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Penn Jillette, that was right. But then I'm trying to, what his first name is, I don't remember.
But there's brilliance and amazement and wonderment with Penn and Jillette. You know,
Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller. Yeah. Jeez. Sorry.
Right. I knew what you meant.
Yeah. And so like they just realized that they're better. It's a better show. It's a better product. It's a better experience. And that's where you're focused on, is that experience for your guests.
And I think that's, for us personally, we don't have a dual act like Penn and Teller or Siegfried and Roy. But I think for us, there is so much more than just a magic show that you're going to experience. So it is something where you're going to see my wife come out as a crazy, zany comedy character. You're going to see, you know, the circus arts. You're going to see the multiple theme segments that we take the audiences through. So there are those variety pieces. But yeah, I love a great duo team like what you were outlining. And I have seen Penn and Teller perform in Vegas before. And again, mind-blowing stuff. I have no idea how to do a lot of the stuff, which, yes, magicians can be fooled, of course, just one else. So.
That's cool.
That's interesting. Well, just real quick, you said about, I want to give another plug for all what you do through this lens. You said about diamonds right here in your backyard. And we've had Ed from the Lancaster County Tourism.
Ed Harris.
Discover Lancaster. Yeah. And so we had him on, and I've seen recently, last year in Lancaster County, I think the tourism number was something like $2.6 billion spent on tourism in Lancaster County. And so I'd challenge anybody watching this, like, that doesn't all just go to like horse and buggies and, big greasy buffets. Like, that's just not what we're all about here. And so our people who live here, there's a lot of diamonds hidden right here in our backyard, $2.6 billion worth. And it can't just all be farms and, produce stands and big long buffets, right? Not that there's anything bad with them. My wife and I went one afternoon just ourselves, but there's a lot more to it. And Magic and Wonder Theater is a really cool one that I'm happy to have gotten to know you right here on the show, which is why we do this show.
Right.
Well, there you go. Yeah, no, I would agree with you and what you're saying. I think that often people have sort of a connotation in their mind of what they think of when they think of either Route 30 or the area of tourism that a lot of people like to visit. And what I would say to them is, yes, go experience those things. Go support those local businesses and realize that there is so many unique opportunities that you can't really find anywhere else in the country. For us specifically, the magic show and the size and scale that we are, the closest thing would be Niagara Falls or Pigeon Forge. So you'd have to drive at least 6, 7, maybe 8 hours to get to another destination that's going to offer the size of show that we currently offer here in this area. Wow. There's some other smaller like close-up venues where you can go. I think there's one in Philadelphia. And you can go see a close-up magician, which again, I love that stuff too, but it's just a different type of show that you're going to experience.
Yeah. I think it's time.
Yeah. It's time.
Let's see what you got for our audience here. I think.
Well, unfortunately, neither of you guys are here today, so I'd offer to saw you guys in half or make you float or make you appear just at the end. But maybe we'll see that another time.
You need bigger boxes.
Yeah, I know. That's a real plug. Next time, you guys have to come out here to the area, and we'll do something in person. But I want to do something that would work for our viewers watching on camera. And we're just going to have to creatively pretend a little bit that you guys are actually standing here beside me. So I have over here is a deck of cards. And cards, we're going to have you guys choose one of these cards. So as my finger kind of just passes through that, if you just say the word stop or you just say which card that you want, it doesn't really matter if I see it. Okay, which card did you want?
Do I say it out loud?
Yeah, say it out loud.
The King of Spades there.
King of Spades. Okay. So
well, now he knows the card.
He just said to say it out loud.
I can't get this with the way that, okay, there it is.
There it is.
It's hard watching in the mirror and watching this happen. So here's what we're going to do is I'm going to take your card, your King of Spades. It's right here. We're going to take the rest of the deck and we're going to place it right on top over here like this. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think about or concentrate on the King of Spades. We're going to take the card. We're going to take the deck, place it in here like this. Go ahead and just concentrate in your mind on the King of Spades. You're thinking about it. Check this out. I'll try to spin this slowly here so you can kind of see that one card has risen out of the deck of cards. In fact, it happens to be the King of Spades right there.
Did somebody applaud for you in the background?
No, but I did have a guest just walk in here. I'll be right there with you here in just a second. So, all right.
That's pretty good.
Anyways, yeah. So I had an audience member show up there. I could have planned that better and had them come in and actually help. But yes, so there you go. What I just did for you is just kind of a close-up magic effect. But this is something where, again, what we do on stage is much bigger. It's much more elaborate. But as far as what we can do close up for the camera, hopefully that gives you just a little taste of experiencing that wonder that I've been talking about. But also kind of just whets the appetite to say, you know what, I want to see more. And I want to see the big show where, again, people are just appearing, disappearing, falling in half, all that stuff. So phenomenal show. Love to have you guys come out and check out what we're all about here.
Fantastic. All right. Well, listen, sounds like through the magic of our show, there's somebody you need to speak to. So we'll let you go. We were kind of, I think, wrapped up at this point anyway. And so, yeah, we're really excited to be able to spotlight you and have you on the show. And I'm interested in what's in that glass to make that card pop up like that when there was no opportunity.
Listen, I did tell you guys before the show that like this is a trick literally I could just set on the table behind me and it would work there. But again, you know, I don't even have to be standing. You could be holding the glass even, but you come here and I'll do the trick for you in person next time.
I'm going to take you up on that.
Blows my mind.
I'm going to take you up on that. Brett, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
magicandwondershow.com is the place to go. Get your family out there, create some memories, great 2-hour show. You can choose to come 90 minutes earlier for dinner, if you want. So you can do dinner and a show, or you can do just the show. But, yeah, we'd love to see you connect with Magic and Wonder Show by, having Brett spend time with us today. So Brett, thank you. Say thank you to Labrina and the boys and, your kids. Thanks so much.
Thank you guys.
Well, that was cool.
The first magic trick on Lancaster Connects.
It was.
Yeah.
At first I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, wait, it moved in the glass and you can't make it move because it's in the glass.
It's in the glass. And then it just came right up out of the middle like a phoenix.
That was pretty cool.
I'm
sitting here. I sat there, my one eyebrow went, well, I can't do it now, but my one eyebrow went way up. What in the heck's going on here? And now I'm trying to figure out how it all worked.
I'm always like blown away by like close-up magic, like watching somebody do a trick in front of you. And like, I know they're doing something. I'm going to watch everything they do and you can't get it.
Yeah. We have a vet. Don't we have a rep?
Yeah. Kurt does Kurt's magic. Awesome. Yeah. He just, he always has like, he always has like 3 decks of cards, not just 1 deck of cards, like multiple decks of cards and other like random tricks. And he always presents it. It blows your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I realized since Brett had to go that we did get to do Connection Cocktail. That's okay.
That's more the reason to have him on maybe next year in person.
Yeah. Do some other magic.
Yeah, the sauce and
maybe he can make a mattress levitate.
Oh, that would be cool. Maybe he can include a mattress in his show. Yeah.
Little co-sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. All right. Well, listen, if you want to have some fun and you got something to perform cool on the show, you can go to lancasterconnects.com/guest. And that's the place to start and get you on the show. I'm going to tease it right now. We've got something pretty big coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 big things coming up.
Are we going to make something magically appear and disappear and reappear?
We can. I wasn't really ready for that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you were.
Yeah, I wasn't really ready for that. But yeah, we've got a 100th episode coming up, and there's some surprises and pageantry and a whole bunch of other fun stuff apparently planned for that episode. So that's coming around the corner, and then we've got something pretty big. Got a big guest coming on the show later in the summer.
Potentially for the 100.
Potentially, yeah. So we'll see.
It'll be worked out.
We're working on it. Let's just say the guest has people. And our people, and we have people.
We do have people.
We have people now. So Lancaster Connects has gotten bigger in profile. It's kind of a big deal now. So
our people are talking to his people.
Yeah, our people are talking to his people and
their people.
There's the whole people thing. People helping people. The human fund. It's not the human fund coming on the show.
No.
But no, so this will be cool. So keep tuning in to Lancaster Connects for sure. For more than just these 2 guys, because it's going to be fun.
It will be a lot of fun.
It is going to be. Well, I was trying to think of how I could lay that in, but I'll figure it out for the next one. But it's going to be big. Promise. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. So we do prizes on the show. Right now, Lisa's running out. Lisa Buzzard Plank is running away with the prize later. So that'll be pretty simple. My sleep better tip is this. So I traveled this weekend. I was at a business conference event, and my tip is this: investigate what you don't know about a good mattress or a bad mattress. So what I mean by that is you don't know if you have a really good sleep and a really good mattress until you've experienced it. And actually, the mattress in my room was pretty darn nice. I enjoyed it.
That's great.
I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the pillows. Oh my gosh!
Oh,
because
hotel pillows are typically terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible. Like where my head goes, there's nothing there, and then I got like earmuffs, and it's awful. Then I got a kink in my neck, and so yeah, that's my tip. Like investigate what you like, and if you have the opportunity to book a nice hotel with nice beds, go do it. Because you might just learn that you are really missing out. So if you want other great tips, you go to gardnersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better and we'll mail you a book. That was very, Labrina would give you an A for the sweeping hand.
Maybe
display.
I could be part of the show. I'll have to audition.
Yeah. Do that. We could broadcast that one. That'd be a good episode.
Be funny.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Yep.
Testimonial time. Gardner's Mattress and More had a cool testimonial come in earlier this week or last week. Did you know that we sold a bed to Mr. T?
Pity the fool.
Kind of. Someone named Mr. T reviewed us on Google. I have no clue if it's the gold chain clad.
I saw that one come in, and I
actor.
Or I pity the fool. I did that 7 times.
That's what we should put on the response.
I pity the fool who doesn't come.
buy their mattress from Gardner.
All right, read your review. Sorry, I'm done interrupting you.
So, very simple, to the point review about Drew. Drew is a team member here at Gardner's. Drew is extremely knowledgeable, helpful, and willing to go the extra mile to provide the best deal. I'm very happy with my new bed and highly recommend Gardner's Mattress Award to anyone looking for an exceptional bed at a great price. They did not say I pity the fool. Or any of the other.
I have to respond to that one yet. I'm putting that in the response.
I have to.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Thank you, Mr. T.
So,
and thank you, Drew.
Yeah. So speaking of Drew, so we got some things coming up here. We've been busy this last year. These private partition walls, which kind of give you the idea of testing out. We've been painting. My guys need some. Okay, let's review that, guys.
The worst banner waving event ever.
Let's come back. We're going to try this. We're going to try this again. I like it. So we've been working. We painted the store. All right, move it down a little bit more. There we go. This is live. This is the benefit. So anyhow, thank you guys. Keep it there. Keep it there, fellas. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate it.
A little higher.
No, that's good. So we've been working here really for the last year on upping our game. So you have a really great experience here in our store. Just as I'm sure Brett and Labrina, they constantly work on new shows, new experiences. We're doing the same. We added these partition walls, which really are about a semi-private testing experience for you. We've updated the paint in the showroom. We've been a 23-year committed partner with Tempur-Pedic. They did some beautification in the store. We just added more of their displays. There's always a lot going on here. All of this effort is going to culminate. We redid the sign with two dudes painting. All this effort's going to culminate next week as we begin swinging hammers, cutting wood, saws, all this stuff. We're going to do a little bit of remodel on the outside of the store. And so we're going to kick off this week, a little later this week, a remodeling sale. And so 50% off, closeouts and discontinued items, inventory that we just got to move because it's in our way for this work that we need to do. Buy one, get one free, sleep essentials and bundles. That's like sheets, pillows, and protectors. And then even some purchases, we're going to give you free pillows and some other free stuff, just because it's the right thing to do. And we want it out of here because it's in our way. And so that remodeling sale is going to kick off here, Saturday the 10th. And I believe that's the right date. And so we'll have this banner hanging up. We'll have things tagged accordingly. And really, we'd love to invite you in, check out all that we've done, kind of see a new, refreshed, updated Gardner's, and you'll get a great deal and we'll help you wake up happy. Gentlemen, thank you. You did a fantastic job.
It's just new practice round.
We got it done.
The heck of a sales team. I don't know about the sign holding team that you're playing there. Would not be on the job very long. Yeah.
Not everybody can do everything. And that's why you have a good team around you.
That's true. True.
And so, yes,
we do have one other announcement. We May saw the Lancaster newspapers Reader's Choice Award voting. We are going for 14 straight years.
14 years
being Lancaster's favorite mattress store. Of course, through the newspaper voting, you can vote for all of your favorite Lancaster County businesses and organizations. But we're going for a 14th straight win. And as we typically do, we ask our customers to have their support in the voting. And when we ask our customers to do that, we give away one $100 Visa gift card for one of those people that voted for us. And I am proud to announce that Jay and Patty Ferrick, recent customers of ours, were the winners of our $100 Visa gift card. That will be in the showroom as of tomorrow morning. That gift card, and you can come on in and pick it up. Jay and Patty, if you're listening, great. You just come on in as of tomorrow, June 6th, and pick up your earnings there. We will also reach out and let you know that you won. So thank you so much for all who voted for us.
Yeah,
not just this past year, but for the past 13 years.
Well, and we take that very serious. We don't just sit here and do the same thing over and over. We work with our team. We work with our vendors. We improve the experience in the store. I actually was on a guest podcast this morning where I talk about, we take very serious the fact that you invest your time with us and you honor us with your hard-earned money to wake up happy. And we are certainly not perfect. However, we do work very hard behind the scenes to make sure this is the very best experience that you've got. Our goal is to make it for your home. So that includes furniture. That includes the car you park in your garage, the back deck, the lawn, anything in and around your home. We want this to be the very best experience related to a purchase for your home, and certainly for mattresses. So that's our goal. Make this amazing. So
love it.
Yeah. So thank you for your support. We appreciate that. I think we've got the prize later to do, although I think it's a formality, which is all right. It doesn't mean we have a bad show. It just means people, I get friends all the time. They're like, hey, I saw you were in Texas. I saw you sold your truck. I saw you might be getting a new truck. And by the way, if the stars align, I will have my dream truck, which we might get on the show here in the next week or two. But anyway, doesn't always mean that people aren't watching. Just means they're kind of watching, but they're not commenting. They're not liking. And that's all right. So give the show a like, give us a love, hit that heart button because it does help us out and you get to win a prize. And so I don't know that we need to spin the prize later. I'm not sure if we even can.
Throw the confetti.
We'll just throw the confetti and say, Lisa Plank, you've won for the week. And you get your choice of the drinkware, or I didn't even show it off, the little travel pillow kit, which literally as I walked up to sit down for the show, I'm like, if I get that new truck, I'm putting one of these new pillows in my new truck because I'm not putting the old arm pillow. No, you got to put the new one in. And this new truck's not even a new truck. It's a new to me truck, but it's from the year I graduated high school when those trucks were all the rage. So anyway,
super cool.
So hopefully I get it because I'm like already in love with it, which is a bad position for me to be in.
Yes.
It's not a good position when I go to negotiate this deal.
Let's hope
hopefully the seller's not watching it. Hopefully the seller's not watching the show. So anyway, I think that's it. Right on time.
What a great show.
It was great. Yeah. Thank you to Brett and Labrina. And I hope the person that came in bought like 100 tickets. Like they were like, hey, I got a big corporate thing and I need to show my people a new good time. And I bet you they would love to have folks like that go in too. So let's hope that was for them. And thank you, Lancaster, for watching. Till the next connection.